Coach, Beyond the Game is one of those programs that I, as a broadcaster, as a journalist, I couldn't be more prouder to watch what a school district is doing to make a difference in the community. Coach, talk a little bit about Beyond the Game and how that's just been a transformative program for not only Northside, but really throughout South Texas.
Beyond the Game is nothing new. I mean, back when you had some eligibility, your coaches, I'm sure, went beyond the game to instill certain character traits in you, and so all we're doing is just making it intentional, the things that we do, and we're so grateful for the job that our coaches do day in and day out, especially during the times we're going through right now, as far as, because when we talk about Beyond the Game, we talk about the idea of instilling the expectation of hope. And we're not talking about wishful thinking or just being optimistic, but what we're talking about is the greatest lessons that athletics teaches, teaching young people how to overcome adversity.
But you talked about when I was in school, and you're right, Tony Arevalo, Hector Tijerina, all coaches that Bill Hull, that were transformative in my life, but they were coaches. What you guys are doing is you're teaching the kids how to be leaders, and you're saying it's incumbent upon you to make a difference in the lives of those that are around you. And I think that's what is most special. Talk about the importance of how you're teaching young men and young women to be leaders.
We need to develop future leaders, more than ever. And I think Dabo Swinney said it best, right? When he said, if you believe that there's hope in the future, then there's power in the present. And that's how we think about leadership with our young people, is there's power in this present, but we have to instill our young people and empower them, put them in positions to be leaders. And I guess when we began the Servant Leadership Summit 5 years ago, it was an extension of Beyond the Game, just exactly what you'd mentioned, how to develop leaders. And we sat, as all 11 of my head football coaches, we sat around and one day talking about what does a leader look like? And to be quite frank with you, we went back in history as far as 2,000 years ago and talked about who are the greatest servant leaders, is what we found, in those conversations, are the ones that truly make a difference.
Coach, I know this phrase is always associated religiously, but I look at this phrase more simplistically and more pragmatically. What does love thy neighbor mean to you?
The value of loving and respecting someone else is you love them and respect them for the person that they are. Now, you may not agree with their actions or whatever belief that they may have, but you still respect them as a person. And I think there's a lot of divisiveness in this country for whatever reasons, right? Because, it's us versus them, because they don't think like I do, or they have a different belief than I do. What happened to being able to agree to disagree and to love thy neighbor? And I appreciate so much you mentioning that, because if we could just live that example each and every day, what a difference we would make. We may not be able to change the world right now, but we can change our community right now, starting with our families and the community that we live in, and then just imagine how that could be expanded.